All signs point one direction, and that is up. A couple projects I haven't covered that's been doing quite well. So I wanted to do a little research to see what's going on with them. I don't see that much. I think it's just a lot of enthusiasm right now over a lot of oversold projects. But one of them is a layer 2. And I've noticed it's at number 7 on the DeFi Llama chains list in terms of most TVL locked in due to DeFi, right? And that happens to be Optimism. Optimism has been going up quite a lot. So Optimism was released, I think, like a couple years ago. It's a layer 2. There's a ton of layer 2s out there. But I've noticed that they haven't been going up. So what's going on with Optimism? Well, they're layer 2, like I said. So they're just bringing on a whole bunch of dApps, and this is their entire ecosystem. And you go through here, well, you'll recognize some names. For example, Uniswap. Uniswap, yes, is on Optimism. 1inch also on Optimism. SushiSwap, these are all DEXs, major DEXs. Also, Optimism compatible with Coinbase Wallet, with MetaMask, okay? Obviously with Coinbase and Binance because both list Optimism. And then you have other DeFi projects like Aave, Synapsis, Alchemy, which is a big partnership for them. And then you go down the list. There's a lot more. Beefy's another one, right? So they've been forming a lot of partnerships and a lot of dApps, Ethereum-based dApps, coming aboard to Optimism because they want to save on fees and make it very cheap for users when they make a transaction, right? So I think that's part of it. Of course, that's part of it. There's another part is they are planning on upgrading something they label Bedrock, which will make them more efficient overall. It's going to make them just better overall, right? So there could be a lot of enthusiasm over this as well. So, I mean, overall, when it comes to chains, I think one of the biggest criteria to look at if you're unsure is look at how much TVL there is, okay? Basically, liquidity locked in on that chain. So it's no surprise that Ethereum definitely leads the way, right? But then you look at some of these other ones and you're like, okay, how much is actually locked in, right? And then you kind of dive in and look at it. Like Arbitrum is another L2, but they don't have a token yet. Polygon, something I'm a big fan of. Avalanche, big fan of. Phantom, big fan of. Phantom has been doing really well, right? So Optimism, I do think it's just a combination of growing DeFi ecosystem, enthusiasm over L1s, L2s right now, right? And their upgrade. So I think that's the reason why they're moving higher. Now, the next one I want to talk about is not an L1 or L2, and it's actually a project that I've never been fond of, and that's Render. Render has been going up to the moon recently, and people have asked anything going on with Render, right? Render is a project that basically shares GPU rendering. Okay, that's why it's called Render. So you could actually say, if you had a whole bunch of GPUs, you could actually rent it out to people that want to use it to, I don't know, do 3D render or something like that and earn some Render tokens, right? So they have been going up to the moon, and I'm wondering why, right? Looking at recent news, they do have an Octane app that was actually just listed on the iOS store. It's available on iPad and iPhone, and actually climbed the charts quite a lot once it was released, right? So it's been out for a while, but it's been climbing the ranks, and people think that because it's on the Apple App Store, there may be some kind of Apple integration in the future. That's really stretching it, but at least they do have a growing dApp system, and of course you could use it on your desktop and so forth, right? That's good. But also what I think is happening is they do have something else that's going on, and that is due to their proposed upgrade. They call it RNP001, which would actually change the way that people pay for services. Before, if you wanted to borrow GPU time, you had to pay everything in Render tokens, like number of Render tokens. Like, for example, if you wanted to borrow it for 1 minute, you had to pay 1 Render token, right? It's in Render equivalency. But they're trying to change that to dollar equivalency because it just makes more sense that way. Because if Render tokens go up, less people are incentivized to use it to pay for GPU renting, right? That's why they're changing that. They're also making a burn process that's involved with that. So I think that's the reason why people think that that's going to be big. And plus, you know, it does seem like a lot of people do like the project. So I think that's the reason why. I can't really find anything else. This Apple relationship just really has to do with their app, their Octane app on the iOS. But just thought I'd mention it. For me, oh, there's also rumors because they're on Ethereum right now, which isn't the greatest for congestion and fees. So they may look at an L2 like Optimism or Polygon. But rumors are that they may go to Solana. It hasn't been announced yet, but it makes sense that they move to another chain for now that will be more cost effective and faster. So there's that as well. As for the staples like Polygon, the NFT sales top Ethereum for the second straight month. And you have a whole bunch of brands that are selling their NFTs, and there's more that's coming to Polygon. So this is no surprise at all. Polygon continues to move forward, and recently they just announced a big fund manager that will be tokenizing a whole bunch of the assets on top of Polygon. So Polygon is a layer 2, L1, L2, but one of the biggest, and I still believe that they are going to go very far, and today they're up 10%. So that's good. Also, let's not forget Ethereum. Their supply reaches all-time low after the merge. Just take a look at that. Because there's more and more people using DeFi or sending tokens or using liquidity pools, whatever the case may be, the more and more people that get on Ethereum, the more burning there is, and there's very little issuance, and you can see it is now down 6,500 ETH. And if this bull run starts, well, this is going to start burning big time. Big time. So good for Ethereum. Of course, just yesterday, Jed, I was told not DJed, Jed, was released, right? And attracts over 27 million ADA, right? So Cardano is boosting their DeFi ecosystem. There's like 40 partnerships waiting to partner with Jed and Cody, right? This is all fantastic stuff, and it's only the beginning. Only the beginning for Cardano. There you go. There you go. All right. So Bitcoin is still at 23.9. Overall crypto market cap still looking good. Today's a good day. Today is a good day.